Sometimes the biggest moments in life come from the smallest decisions. For 16-year-old Marcus Thompson, it happened in just 45 seconds. That's how long it took him to spot the problem, grab the special drink, and rush it to Barack Obama during a crucial community event. 45 seconds to help the former president when no one else noticed something was wrong. 45 seconds to lose his dream job. But what Marcus didn't know, what nobody knew, was that his split-second choice would uncover a secret that would change not just his life, but the entire political landscape. Sometimes getting fired isn't the end of the story, sometimes it's just the beginning. Marcus Thompson's hands shook as he tied his new work apron. The bright blue uniform with the community center logo felt like a superhero cape. He couldn't believe he was actually going to work at the prestigious Lincoln Community Center, where political leaders and celebrities held events every week. "You're going to do great, baby," his mom said, straightening his name tag. Dark circles lined her eyes from working the night shift at the hospital, but her smile was bright as ever. "Just remember, be polite, work hard, and always show up 15 minutes early." Marcus grinned. He'd heard these words 1,000 times, but today they felt different. Today they weren't just mom advice, they were the rules for keeping his dream job. At 16, Marcus was the youngest person to get hired at the center this season. The thought made his stomach flutter with butterflies, but he pushed the nervousness down. This job meant everything. With mom's nursing salary stretched thin and his little sister Sarah's asthma medicine getting more expensive every month, they needed the extra money. The bus ride to work felt like floating on a cloud. Marcus pressed his forehead against the window, watching the Washington, D.C. streets zoom past. He remembered all those times he'd watched political speeches on their tiny TV, dreaming about what it would be like inside these important venues. Now he'd get to be there for every major event. "You're early, good," Mr. Peterson, the event supervisor, checked his clipboard as Marcus walked in. He was a tall man with gray hair and glasses that sat on the tip of his nose. "First day jitters?" "No sir," Marcus said quickly, maybe too quickly, because Mr. Peterson's eyebrow went up. Mr. Peterson led him through the massive kitchen area. The smell of coffee and catered food filled the air. "Let's go over the rules again. What's rule number 1? Always wash hands before handling any food or drinks," Marcus recited. He'd studied the employee handbook 5 times last night. "Rule 2? Keep your station clean and organized at all times. And the most important rule?" Marcus stood straighter. "Every guest gets the same treatment, no exceptions for anyone, even celebrities." "Especially celebrities," Mr. Peterson corrected. "We get former presidents, senators, and millionaires in here. They're all just guests. No special treatment, no autographs, no pictures. Break that rule and you're out. Understood?" "Yes, sir." The morning flew by in a blur of training. Marcus learned how to work the beverage station, mix the special drinks for VIP guests, and keep the ice bins filled. His fellow workers were nice, especially Maria, who'd been running refreshment services for 5 years. She showed him all the shortcuts and secrets, like how to tell when the coffee was perfectly done by smell alone. "You're catching on fast, kid," she said, showing him how to stack cups so they wouldn't fall. "Just wait until event night. That's when the real fun begins." During his lunch break, Marcus sat in the employee room eating the sandwich mom had packed. He pulled out his phone and opened his sister's latest text. "Did you see Obama yet? Take pictures." Marcus smiled and texted back, "Not allowed to take pics, remember? But I can see the main hall from my station." The afternoon shift brought more activity as people came for facility tours. Marcus served them all with a big smile, just like mom did with her hospital patients. Each thank you and have a nice day brought him closer to his first paycheck. He'd already decided half would go to mom for bills, and he'd save the other half for Sarah's medicine. At closing time, Mr. Peterson checked Marcus's station. "Not bad, Thompson. Everything's clean, inventory's correct." He made some notes on his clipboard. "You follow instructions well. That's good. Too many young people these days think rules don't matter." "Thank you, sir," Marcus beamed with pride. "I won't let you down." The bus ride home felt different from the morning. His feet hurt from standing all day and his arms were tired from lifting supply boxes, but his heart felt light. He'd done it, first day complete, no mistakes. Mom was already home when he walked in, helping Sarah with homework at the kitchen table. The smell of chicken soup filled their small apartment. "There's my working man," Mom pulled him into a hug. "How was it?" Marcus collapsed into a chair, but he couldn't stop smiling. "Amazing. I learned everything about the beverage station, and Mr. Peterson said I did a good job, and I can see the whole main hall from my station, and—" "Breathe, honey," Mom laughed, putting a bowl of soup in front of him. Sarah bounced in her seat. "Did you see any famous people? Was Obama there? What about other politicians?" "No politicians today, squirt, but just wait until event night." Marcus slurped his soup, already imagining it. In just 3 days, Barack Obama would be speaking at a major community forum. The center would be packed, the energy would be incredible. Later that night, as Marcus got ready for bed, he heard Mom coughing in the kitchen. He peeked out and saw her at the table, surrounded by bills, her calculator clicking away. She looked tired, worried. Marcus closed his door quietly. Tomorrow he'd get up early again, he'd work harder than anyone, he'd make Mom proud and help with those bills. This wasn't just a cool job at a community center anymore, it was his chance to make things better for his family. As he drifted off to sleep, Marcus smiled. The community center logo on his new uniform hung neatly on his door, catching the moonlight. His dream job was just the beginning. He could feel it, something big was coming. He just didn't know yet how big, or how much his life would change in just a few days. 3 days flew by like pages turning in a book. When Marcus arrived for his first major political event, the community center hummed with electricity. Guests in formal attire streamed through the doors, and the smell of fresh coffee filled the air like never before. "Remember, tonight's going to be crazy busy," Maria warned as she helped Marcus stock his station. "Just breathe and take it one guest at a time." Mr. Peterson was everywhere at once, checking stations and barking reminders. "Thompson, what's the celebrity rule?" "No special treatment, sir." "Everyone's just a guest," Marcus replied automatically. He'd said it so many times now it was like reciting his own name. The Obama Forum wasn't just any regular community event. The former president was discussing healthcare policy, and everyone knew this could influence major legislation. Marcus could feel the tension in the air as the event approached. His first rush of guests hit like a tidal wave. Marcus's fingers flew over buttons, scooped ice, and poured drinks. The training kicked in and everything flowed. A woman in a professional suit smiled when he remembered to add extra cream just like she asked. A young intern's eyes lit up when Marcus carefully prepared his coffee so it wouldn't spill. During a quick breather, Marcus glanced at the main hall. The speakers were larger than life, their voices carrying across the packed room. Barack Obama moved with grace and authority, making complex policy points sound accessible and inspiring. Marcus had watched hundreds of speeches on TV, but being here, feeling the energy of engaged citizens, it was magic. "Focus, Thompson." Mr. Peterson's voice snapped him back. Less watching, more working. The forum stayed intense through 3 segments. Every time Obama made a powerful point, the crowd responded, and the beverage lines grew longer with energized attendees. Marcus's feet ached, but he didn't care. He was part of it all, part of something important. Then came the break that would change everything. Marcus was on his break, organizing the special drinks in the back cooler. When he heard the crowd murmur with concern, he peeked out at the giant screen above the hall. The cameras showed Barack Obama looking unsteady during the intermission break. The former president was pale, breathing hard, and something in his eyes didn't look right. Without thinking, Marcus grabbed one of the special electrolyte drinks he'd just sorted. These weren't the regular beverages they served to guests, they were special order, kept separate for a reason. His heart pounded as he looked at the hall, then at the drink in his hand. "Mr. Peterson's voice rang in his head, "No special treatment. Break that rule and you're out." But the bigger voice, the one that sounded like his mom's, whispered, "Sometimes doing the right thing means taking a risk." Marcus clutched the drink and ran. He ducked past the regular security checkpoint, his blue uniform letting him move through some barriers. But as he got closer to the VIP area, a large security agent stepped in his path. "Kid, you can't be here," the agent said firmly. "But Marcus held up the drink, trying to explain. The break was almost over. Obama still looked wrong. That's when it happened. Barack Obama himself looked over, saw Marcus with the drink, and waved him through. "Let him come," the former president called out. The security agent stepped aside. Marcus rushed forward, hands shaking as he handed Obama the drink. Their eyes met for a moment, and Obama gave him a nod that said more than words could. The crowd, seeing the moment on the big screen, applauded. It looked like a heartwarming scene, a young worker helping a respected leader. Some attendees even took pictures with their phones. But as Marcus turned to head back to his station, his heart sank. There stood Mr. Peterson, arms crossed, face dark as a storm cloud. Marcus knew his dream job had just ended. The rest of the forum was a blur. Obama recovered completely and delivered a powerful closing speech that brought the crowd to their feet. The community center buzzed with excitement, but Marcus barely noticed. He just kept working, trying to delay the moment he knew was coming. As the guests filed out and the cleanup began, Maria gave him a sad smile. She'd seen it all happen. "Mr. Peterson wants to see you first thing tomorrow morning," she said softly. "For what it's worth, kid, I think you did the right thing." Marcus nodded, his throat too tight to speak. On the bus ride home, he watched the city lights blur through his tears. How would he tell Mom? What about Sarah's medicine? All because he broke the biggest rule. He didn't regret helping. He couldn't regret doing what felt right. But as he lay in bed that night, the moment played over and over in his mind. He had no idea that while he was dreading tomorrow's meeting with Mr. Peterson, something much bigger was already in motion. His simple act of kindness had set off a chain of events that would change not just his life, but the lives of everyone around him. Marcus arrived at the community center 30 minutes early the next morning, still wearing his blue uniform. The building felt different now, empty, quiet, almost scary. His footsteps echoed as he walked to Mr. Peterson's office. Mom had already been awake when he left, as if she knew something was wrong. "Whatever happens, I'm proud of you," she'd said, hugging him tight. "You've always had a good heart, just like your father did." Now, sitting in the hard plastic chair outside Mr. Peterson's office, Marcus wished he had that hug to hold onto. The door opened with a creak. "Come in, Thompson." Mr. Peterson sat behind his desk, looking tired. A copy of the employee handbook lay open in front of him. On his computer screen, Marcus could see a paused video, him running to Obama with the drink. "Do you know why you're here?" Mr. Peterson asked. Marcus sat up straight. If he was going down, he'd go down brave. "Yes, sir. I broke the celebrity rule. I left my station without permission and went to the VIP area." "Not just the area. You went right up to Barack Obama himself." Mr. Peterson took off his glasses and rubbed his eyes. "The video's all over social media. Community hero is trending. People are calling you a hero." Marcus stayed quiet. He didn't feel like a hero. But here's the thing about heroes, Thompson. They often break rules. And in this center, rules keep people safe. Rules keep things fair. Mr. Peterson put his glasses back on. What if every worker decided to approach VIP guests? What if everyone thought their reason was special enough to break protocol? "I understand, sir." Marcus's voice came out smaller than he wanted. "I believe you do, and that makes this harder." Mr. Peterson picked up a paper from his desk. "I have to let you go, Marcus, effective immediately." Even though he'd expected it, the words hit like a punch to the stomach. Marcus blinked hard, fighting tears. "Turn in your uniform before you leave. Security will walk you out." Mr. Peterson's voice softened slightly. "For what it's worth, I wish things could be different." Marcus stood on shaky legs as he reached for the door. Mr. Peterson spoke again. "Thompson, sometimes life has a funny way of working out. Remember that." The real story hadn't even started yet.